Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MegaMek. Varenk sent me a message on Discord a little bit ago saying that he would be a few minutes late. We are not going to be waiting up for him. According to OBS, I have 0 viewers right now, so if you're catching this on YouTube or if you're somehow ghost viewing my channel, well, welcome and how's it going and all that good stuff. But for right now, it kind of feels like an echo chamber. We are going to be starting with this convoy raid battle that we picked up last week. We are going to be bringing Mariana and Tethys lances. We are up against, besides the enemy artillery, we've got a pair of Hunchback 2Cs. We've got a pair of sentinels. No, just one sentinel. A Wyvern 2C. We fought one of those guys last week. This one has an elite pilot. So that one actually might be the biggest bat on the field. Because the Wyvern 2C is a bit of an upgrade from the Wyvern. It does have 2 ER mediums, an ER large, 2 ER smalls, 2 machine guns, an LRM-10 and an SRM-6 with plenty of ammo, and the Flamer, can't forget the Flamer. We've got a Griffin 2N, a Kintaro 19, a Kintaro 19B, Crab 27B, a Champion C. The Champion C has a pair of ER mediums, a pair of medium pulses, an SRM-6 with LBX and an LB-10X, and a pair of small pulse lasers in the head and center torso. So a little bit of a zombie mech. Oh no, it does have a Clan XL engine, so if we can take off the right or left torso, which only takes 34 points of damage, unless we can catch him from behind, in which case it only takes 21. So yeah, Champion C also might be up there. The Wyvern N5NB, so it's going to be the Royal Wyvern. That is an Inner Sphere XL engine with a large pulse laser, medium, small. LRM-10 and an SRM-6, both with NARC-capable ammo. But no NARC launcher. Someone in the team must have a NARC launcher. Probably this Kintaro 19B. Yep, NARC pods in the right torso, NARC launcher in the center torso. LRM-15 with NARC capable, LSRM-6 with NARC capable, paramediums. Oh, 2 SRM-6s, one in the left arm, one in the right torso. One of them only, or the right torso ammo bin only has regular ammo. The left torso ammo bin does have NARC capable. And then it also only has 1 ton of NARC capable LRM-15 ammo and 1 ton of regular. That is interesting. That's a choice I would not have made. I would have gone all NARC. Unless maybe he ran out of points or something? I don't know. The enemy convoy, which technically our objective is to destroy half of, consists of many, many units. Let me see if I can shrink this guy down a little bit here. No, I can't. But yeah, that's quite a list. I'm not going to go through it all, but they're all pretty much trucks and light vehicles. And then we also have a pair of enemy, well, I say enemy, they might actually turn out to be friendly-ish, aerospace fighters, both with 5.6 pilots, a Gotha 500B, which has a large pulse and 2 mediums, an LRM-15 with Artemis and a small in each wing, and 2 aft-facing medium lasers. Okay, so large pulse, 30 LRMs, and the Tyre has an Ultra AC-10, and not 1 but 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forward-facing medium pulse lasers. Okay, they're not going to be the best shots, but they do have a significant amount of firepower, and they're going to be firing pretty indiscriminately. Those are unknown hostiles, so they could be firing on us or on our clan enemies. Okay. Alright, let's go compact view. No. Okay, yeah, they're bringing... Oh man, they've got a bunch of jump trucks. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Brunels and 2 Lessips. As well as 3 Buffalo BFFL hover trucks, which have no weapons, it looks like, and very little armor. An Eagle firefighting ATV, which has very little armor, 1 point in each location, it looks like. Fire engine with 19 points of armor total. 4 Growler service utility trucks with 4 points of armor each. Yeah, those guys are going to go down quick. The thing is, though, we don't necessarily want them to go down quick because we get bonuses for each one that survives if we can take out half of the OP4. And I'm thinking it'll be a lot easier to take out the OP4 than... Well, it'd probably be easier to take out the convoy than the OP4, but more concentrated, I guess. Yeah, if we can take out like 5 of these guys. And yeah, the Wyvern 2C is the biggest bat at 2,700 points, followed by the Champion C with 4 mediums, an LB-10X and an SRM-6. The Champion C at 2,200 points, nears makes no difference. The Griffin 2N with a 3-4 pilot, 2,100 and change. Those are the 3 biggest. Hey, how's it going, little Willie? Glad you could make it. Always a pleasure. Don't know if you were here for my announcement, but Varank said that he would be a little late today. And yeah, those convoy units are going to be slow and easy to hit and easy to destroy. But if we can keep them alive, and if we can destroy, say, the Kentaro, the Crab, the Griffin, the Champion, and the Wyvern, that would be half of their forces, and we would get to keep all of the convoy units. So that could be interesting. Let me check out the map. Okay, we've got a pretty good-sized map. And, in fact, this is not a randomized map. This is a named map. This is Temperate Factory. So we've got some cliffs up here on the top left side of the map. We've got a little bit of elevation, a little bit of woods, and some buildings down here in the south. Pretty well protected by some cliffs over here. A little bit of a mountain here on the east side of the map, but overall fairly open. So yeah, maybe the convoy won't be so slow after all. What kind of weather are we looking at? We are looking at daylight, clear, and calm. Maybe we try to turn this into a rainstorm that slows everyone down so that maybe we have more time to destroy the OP4 without the convoy making it across the map. They're starting in the south. The OP4 is starting in the south. The artillery is going to be to the south. The unknown hostiles coming from the northeast. And we're deploying in the center with Tethys coming from the southeast. Okay, so Tethys is going to be coming in kind of behind them. Davi. Davi, how much strategy have you got again? Did we get Davi another point of strategy yet? No, we did not. I think it's going to take him, what, 20 XP to get another point of strategy? Yeah, he needs 7 more XP before he can improve his reinforcement speed. So, yeah, that's going to be that. Mariana Of course, headed up by Petra. Only has one tactics, has one strategy, so we've got one reroll. Yeah, let's reroll the weather. See if we can slow everyone down. We've got moderate rain. Okay, that works for me. Nothing else changed, it looks like, so we'll just go ahead and pop that over here. Weather, moderate rain. Okay, now let's check out the map. Is it muddy now? It's not muddy yet, but it might be within a few turns. We'll see. That is that though, and we will go on to deploy now. And yeah, it looks like there are patches of mud already. So, let's see, they're deploying in the south. We can expect, I think, some of them to deploy over here. That's level 3. No, there's really no way, unless they deploy like in this hex or that hex. There's really no way to get down from there other than going the long way this way or that way. My rank, hey, how's it going? Glad you could make it. Always a pleasure, of course. Don't know if you can see in the chat that far back, but Little Willie is here as well. We're just getting started on the battle that we set up for last week with the enemy convoy and like 2 stars worth of op 4. We've got minefields, so let's go ahead and we'll put a minefield. Just trying to make the wife happy. Yeah, I totally understand that. We'll put a minefield there, and we'll put a minefield there. I think that looks good. Yep, works for me. Alright, we've lost initiative, and that's fine. We've got units deploying on round 7. Oh, they've got units deploying on round 2. I did forget to set up our individual deployments. So the Mad Cat would be showing up a little earlier, the Zeus would be showing up a little earlier, the Kraken and the Longbow would be showing up a little later. I don't feel like going back to change it. Round 7 works for me. It might be a little bit much in our favor, but I'm not trying to be a stickler. We only have 2 hours to get through this battle and a lot of units on the field. And a lot of field to cover, too. Jeez. Okay, so I think we'll have, oh, that's right, we're starting in the center. I was thinking we were starting in the north. That changes things a bit. We've got 4 units to deploy right now. I'd like to give them a little bit of time to spread out so we're not taking on all of them at once. I'm thinking Petra and the Banshee in the backfield. Maybe in this hex, facing south. Yeah, we'll start there. We've got eyes on nobody just yet. We've got the Atlas. That's Nairn in the Atlas. 3-3 pilot. 3-3 pilot with Melee's Master and Specialist. Human Tiaro, Mech, Pain Resistance, and Sensor. Okay. So the Atlas, being that it has the Gauss rifle, is kind of a mid to long range fighter as well. So we'll put him, or her I should say, right here. Let's see, the MekHQ being more of a close range fighter, let's wait on it. The Black Knight being more of a mid-range fighter, we can start, I think, here. And I'm really wishing that we had sensor returns or something to go by right now, but it is what it is. The MekHQ, being that it is the close range specialist, will start. I guess we'll start here, and we'll be prepared to go that way. We'll be prepared to go either way, just not straight down through the minefield. Okay, where are the sensor returns? We've got units deploying on round 2. We have lost initiative going into round 1. And I don't see any sensor returns yet. Let's see. Petra has pretty good visibility, but maybe started a little far back. We'll start advancing. Now, how about we start making our way towards... Oh, if we sprint, we can actually go a full 4 hexes. I think... Yeah, and then next turn, we'll be able to end up here. That works for me. Yeah, we'll sprint. We'll sprint probably next turn as well. Oh, we've got eyes on a tracked vehicle, looks like. Or is that a hover vehicle? Okay, the hover vehicle maybe needs to die. Black Knight can run forward 6 hex, 6 movement points, or... Yeah, we'll go ahead and run this turn. Don't think I ever use minefields in Battletech. I only do when MegaMek makes me. I don't even remember the rules for conventional minefields. I barely remember the different kinds of minefield. I know that there's vibro bombs and conventional mines, and I want to say there's a third kind of mine from back in the day, but darned if I remember. Okay, so Naren in the Atlas is not going to get eyes on anyone. We do have another sensor return down here. So maybe a couple of hover vehicles. Yeah, we'll run forward through the mud. And then Earl, since we don't have any other contacts besides those 3. The Buffalo, the Routemaster Hover Shuttle, the Buffalo Large Support Tank. What is a Buffalo? A BFFL Hover Truck. Has 38 points of bar 2 armor and no weapons. Okay, so it is not a threat. It is part of the convoy. I kind of feel like we should destroy it. Okay, flanking and turning. The Routemaster needs a 3, gets an 8. The Routemaster needs a 3, gets a 6. Okay, and that's the same one twice, number 150. So he's going to be pretty evasive, I'm thinking. Earl has the Buffalo on a +4. Okay, we've got him with a 12 on the PPC, on a 12 with the PPC. We've got him on an 11 with the LB10X. And that's going to be about it. Let's see, Naren in the Atlas. There's a Buffalo on a 14. Yep, We're not firing anything on 14s. That is a large number of sensor returns that we suddenly have, though. Let's see, the Black Knight. Oh, the Black Knight has the Buffalo on 13s. Maybe next turn. Okay, missed on a 12 and an 11. Wasted a shot of LB-10X ammo. We've got 0 heat building up. We've lost initiative again, mainly because they have a +4 bonus to their initiative. We've got units deploying on round 7. They have a sensor return way over here off to the side. He is definitely going to get through. We've got field artillery landing next turn, so we do need to stay on the move. Earl, can we move forward 3 hexes? Nairn. Also like to move forward 3 hexes. Well, do we really need to move 3 hexes? We're not taking any shots. We're not taking any fire, I mean. Yeah, I'm not really worried about evasion at this point. Oh, we also do have, we've got a Wyvern down here. We've got 3 more sensor returns that are probably going to be making their way this way gradually. Because unless they have jump jets, they're not making it down that 3-level that 3-level fall. Let's see, Petra can move forward at a walk. No, Petra needs to be sprinting. She needs to get her butt into position. She is too far away. She has eyes on nobody. Okay, Black Knight will advance at a walk to try to maybe get some better target numbers. Yeah, we've got these guys at long range, so that's base 8, 9. 9, 8, because our gunnery is 3. Plus their movement, so we're still looking at probably 11s and 12s. Yeah, the Buffalo and the Route Master are making a break for it. They both need, or the Skoda needs a 4, gets an 8, for it to avoid bogging down. That is a service utility truck. That is port tank wheeled. Okay, so that's why he's having trouble with the mud. The Route Master needed a 3 and a 3 to avoid flanking or skidding out, and gets an 8 and a 6. Oh, the Hunchback 2C has jump jets. He is making a break for it, and oh, here come the enemy fighters. They are definitely going for us and not our enemies. This one needs high explosive bomb, needs an 8 to hit her hex. This one... I'm not sure if there's... Okay, needs an 8 to hit us with a high explosive bomb. Okay, Petra sprinted, so she actually can't shoot. Nairn in the Atlas. Can we shoot at... We've got him on a 9 with the Gauss rifle, an 11 with the large laser. That is not likely to hit. And also, if he crashes, he would crash on us, and I don't want that. We'll go for the Route Master on an 11, or the Buffalo on a 12. We'll do the, can we do the large laser at the Route Master on a 12? Nope, that's a 13. How about the LRMs on 11s? Yeah, we'll try to hit him on an 11. But just one, it's not worth the ammo. However, the Black Knight does not have that problem. The Black Knight is going to fire at him on 8s, and yes, please, definitely going to be firing at him on 8s, and if I hit with anything, it's liable to be a kill. So 8, 8, 8, a 6 with the pulse laser, and a pair of 10s with the mediums, and if, like I said, if any of that hits, he only has like 1 point of armor. And then Earl has the Buffalo on a 12 with the PPC, an 11 with the cluster munitions, and a pair of 12s with the ERs. Not likely to hit, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, there's another Buffalo down here that's not even evasive. Okay, so, okay, I did not realize he was dropping 1,000,000 bombs. I thought he was dropping 1. High explosive bombs, scatters. Scatters, scatters, scatters. Okay, the Atlas missed. The Black Knight did not. The Black Knight hits the Route Master in the left side with the PPC, stunning the crew and obliterating the Route Master. Medium Pulse Laser does the same thing. The tire hits with the cluster bomb. High explosive bombs hits Nairn and the Atlas for 10, for another 10, costing us a point of edge, another 10, another 10, another 10. So what is that, a total of 50? There's 10 for the left leg and right torso rear. Oh, that's no good. Right arm and left arm, so that's 20. Right leg and right torso, so that's 30. Right torso rear again and right arm, that's 40. Right leg for another 10, that's 50. So yeah, that is 50 on Earl. And if you ask me, a personal foul. Sorry, Nairn, not Earl. Earl firing at the Buffalo missed on 11s and 12s. The Griffin missed on 11. The Wyvern missed on a 12. 40 plus damage. Nairn needs a 6, gets a 5, goes down on the right torso and left arm. Needs a 6 to avoid hurting the pilot, gets a 5. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 12. Rolls, oh no. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, rolled a 4 with a bonus of 1. So actually rolled a 3. Okay, so Nairn has taken a hit. There are also, it looks like, minefields all over, and there was an Inferno bomb, it looks like. Black Knight is at 1 heat, everyone else is running cool. We've got units deploying on round 7. We've lost initiative again. We've got artillery landing in 2 turns. Well, technically 1 turn. And so far all we've done is destroyed 1 member of the convoy. We have not taken out a single member of the Op4. Let's see. Black Knight would like to scooch over this way. If we can, well... Nairn in the Atlas. Can we run through this minefield? Can we stand up on a 4? Okay, what was that? Okay, so we took some leg damage, I'm sure. No. Yeah, I'm sure we took some more leg damage. There's a chance that we took enough that we might be going back down again. Petra. Can we run forward on the road at full speed? Okay, so we've got the Hunchback 2C, we've got the Wyvern 2C, we've got a Griffin and a Champion C, I believe, another Hunchback 2C, another Wyvern. So yeah, it looks like the convoy is all on the right side and the Op4 is all on the left. We're breaking off to the right like a bunch of idiots. Earl in the Mackie. I'd like to take a shot at this Hunchback 2C who is out in the open and not super evasive. Only has a TMM of 2. Okay. Let's see, the Black Knight. Get eyes on the champion. At long range for everything. And extreme range for the medium pulse, which is effectively long range with less damage. I'm a little bummed that the two enemy aircraft decided to target me with their full alpha strike instead of anything else, but I guess they are allied with the enemy Op4, probably, maybe, something like that. Yeah, we'll go ahead and walk with the Black Knight through the mud at a reduced rate towards the champion, and we will be trying to, yeah, okay. So, Nairn and the Atlas just took another 10 to each leg. Banshee passed through a fire, it'll generate 2 more heat. Fire engine doesn't bog down, needs a 3. Skoda doesn't bog down, needs 3s and 4s. Nairn took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets a 5, does not go down. Okay. Artillery lands on the Black Knight for 10 to the left arm and right leg. Oof. And they are bringing the combined arms. Okay, biggest guns first. That's gonna be... Well, Petra has 3 10s. Nairn in the Atlas has a 15 and a 10, I believe. No, 15 and an 8. I think 3 10s takes priority over a 15 and an 8. So yeah. Petra has the Hunchback 2C on 11s. Has the Buffalo on a 10. Has the enemy has the aircraft on an 8. That might just be an 8. Let's go ahead and torso twist so that we can hit him with our front-facing weapons. That'll be an 8 and an 8. And 7. And that'll be it. Let's see. Next is going to be the Atlas with the Gauss rifle. We have, let's see, do we have the Hunchback 2C on a 10? Yeah, I'll take a shot at the Hunchback 2C on a 10, and then a large laser on a 12. We'll fire one of the LRMs on a 10, but I'd like to save those for when they're got a better shot. Oh, the Hunchback 2C is firing on Earl. Needs a pair of 12s and a pair of 10s. To return fire, we need a 9. Yeah, we'll do a 9. We'll do slug ammo on a 9 as well, because he's still pretty fresh. I don't think the cluster munitions are going to do much. A pair of ER mediums on 9s. You think you live on a quiet street and then things like that happen. Yeah, that'll be... What was that? 9s and 10s, I think it was. The Black Knight, ooh. Has the hunchback on a 9, has the champion on a 13, has the wyvern on a 12. Or we could maybe get the buffalo, but we'd like to try to save that. Or do we? Yeah, let's go for the hunchback. We've got him on a 9, we've got him on a pair of 11s, and he's not in range of the medium pulse. Okay, so that'll be a 9 and a pair of 11s. Earl taking fire from the sentinel over here as well. Let's see. Champion selected cluster munitions. Petra missed with the first shot, hit in the sensors, the tire in the nose, and then the LB-10X hit 6 pellets, mainly to the wings. Nairn in the Atlas missed on 10s and 12s. The Hunchback missed on 12s, but did land a 10. Meteor medium laser to Earl's right arm. Would have been his head, but it cost him a point of edge instead. Down to 27 on that arm. Let's see. The Champion C missed the Gotha with an LB-10X. The Mackie on 9s missed with everything. The Black Knight on 9s and 11s missed with everything as well. The Sentinel missed Earl on an 11. The Wyvern missed Earl on a pair of 11s. Wyvern 2C on 10s and 12s, lands 3 LRMs on Earl's left torso, down to 29 armor there. So the Hunchback is at 1 heat, the Wyvern 5NB is at 5 heat, the Wyvern 2C is at 5 heat, Petra is at 2 heat, everyone else is running cool. Wait, there was a control roll back there, wasn't there? Oh. The tire makes a control roll and fails, loses 6 elevation. Landing failed, damage taken, 50 damage to the nose. Fire control system was hit. Catastrophic damage, auto eject system was engaged. Tire destroyed by ejection just as it was about to hit the deck, I guess is what they call it. So yeah, that is Petra gets the tire. Let me make a note of that so I don't forget. Pen. Petra gets the tire. That's a weird name for an aerospace fighter, by the way. Tire. I assume I'm saying that right. It's not the Tyree or something like that. Yeah, it goes down. It is kaput. Back onto current phase. We've lost initiative. We rolled a 4. They rolled a 5. Their bonus is 3 bigger, so they beat us by 4. We've got units deploying on round 7. We're at 98.3. They're at 98.1. And Team 2 is at 45, or Team 3, excuse me, is at 45 and a quarter. With 1 destroyed, crew ejected. Okay, but we did suffer a fair amount of damage from those bombs, and that's a one-time thing, I believe. So hopefully we're going to start pulling ahead a little bit more after this. We'll be turning over here. Yeah, we're going to be engaging the Hunchbacks, mainly. Their glass cannon selves. Do we walk? Do we try to stay a little evasive? I don't want to enter this minefield, obviously. Petra will advance into the woods where we've got eyes on at least one of the Hunchbacks, I think. After it moves. The first one is probably going to jump out of our line of sight. Nairn will run forward and turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're not going to be able to make it to their next turn. And we'll have to run to even get 3 hexes. Let's see, the Sentinel. Is the Sentinel worth going after? He's got 88 armor, but not a lot in the way of guns. An Ultra AC5 and an SRM2, basically. I think I'd rather concentrate on the Hunchbacks. And maybe the Griffin, the Wyverns, the Champion, you know, those guys. So yeah, the Black Knight will go ahead and run forward to the west. "40 minutes in and we're still at like 97% of our forces. Might have to fudge this game at the end a little bit if we haven't gotten them down deep enough. Deep enough? Far enough. You know what I mean. Okay, the Champion. Okay, Buffalo flees to the east. What? Was it even? It wasn't even wounded. How does it flee? Skoda and the Sauer Boucher all succeed their checks. Field artillery misses and scatters, turns a heavy woods into a light woods. The Gotha is again right over Nairn. If we shoot it down, it could land on her, and we don't want that to happen, because then she would be taking like 100 points of damage on the punch table, and that's not cool. We'll start with Petra. Petra has this Hunchback on an 11, has the Wyvern on a 9. 10 there, 9 there. I guess that'll be the Wyvern, because I don't want to waste my shots on an 11 at the Hunchback, but a 9 is worth taking at the Wyvern. So we'll do a 9, and I guess an 11 is worth taking at the Wyvern, since we're already taking a pair of shots. Let's see. Mackie is probably next with its PPC LB10X. We've got the Aerospace Fighter, the Gotha, we've got him on 9s. We've got the Hunchback on 8s. Yeah, that's going to be the Hunchback with the PPC and the LB10X on 8s, and the ER mediums on 8s, and all the mediums on 10s. And we'll hold off on 2 of the mediums just so that we can save some heat for next turn. But yeah, that is, hold on. He is returning fire. He needs 9s and 11s. And I'm hoping neither one of the 11s hits. Yeah. Okay, Nairn in the Atlas. We've got the Hunchback on 10s. We've got the Wyvern on 11s, the Griffin on 13s. He is firing at us, and he needs 12s. So yeah, that'll be, I guess, a 10. And a 10. Yeah. I mean, it depends on how much ammo I'm carrying. It depends on the situation. 11s and 12s a lot of the time I'll save my ammo, but on a 10, it's situational, I think. Now medium lasers on a 12 all day. LRM 20 on a 10. We'll fire 1, but I would, like I said, like to save those for when I can hit a little more reliably. That said, there's not much point in holding on to LRM 20 ammo if it's just going to blow up in your bins when you get shot by an autocannon 20. So yeah, I'm going to fire some of it now. Let's see, the Black Knight we've got the Gotha on 8s, we've got the Hunchback on 8s, we've got the Champion on 8s. We'll go for the Hunchback, please, and thank you. With an 8, and a 10, and a 10, and an 8. And we'll throw in 2 medium lasers. Just because this mech does not have heat problems. We'll throw in 2 medium lasers, we'll go 2 heat over on 12s. Okay, we are taking lots of fire. Champion selected LB-10X slug munitions due to better damage potential. Gotha loses an altitude from weapon attack. Let's see. Petra on 9s and 11s missed the Wyvern with everything. Mackie, piloted by Earl, hits the Punchback in the right leg for 15 with an ER-PPC. Down to 9 structure, but no crit. The LB-10X missed, the ER mediums both missed on 8s, the medium lasers all missed on 10s. The Hunchback 2C returns fire on 12s, missed with everything. The Hunchback 2C returns fire on 11s and 9s, missed with everything. The Crab missed Earl with both ER large lasers on 10s. The Champion C missed on 10s and 12s. Nairn in the Atlas? Yeah, Nairn in the Atlas fired at the Hunchback, hits him in the left leg with a Gauss rifle, critting on his upper leg, leaving him with 9 structure. Large laser and the mediums all miss. The LRM-20 on the 10 does hit, so that was worth firing, in my opinion. We did hit him for 12 to the chest, the left leg, and the left arm, and that is enough to turn that 15 into a 20 plus. So that's going to be 2 PSRs at +2 each for the actuator and the damage. So yeah, that LRM-20 definitely worth firing on a 10. Black Knight missed on an 8 and 10s and 12s. The Gotha missed on 7s, 9s, and 10s. Oh, it does hit us in the right torso rear with an LRM-15. Hits us in the left leg critical also for no effect. And the right leg for 2 down to 14. The other LRM-15 hits, 5 to the left torso rear down to 5 there. Right leg takes another 5 down to 9. Left arm takes 2 down to 22. They are really coming after her right leg and her rear armor. What do we have in that right torso? We've got a Gauss rifle. Okay, and that is a clan Gauss rifle if I'm not mistaken, so we would prefer not to lose that. The Griffin missed Earl on a 9, the Sentinel hits Earl in the right torso on the left side table, down to 27 armor. The Wyvern hits Petra in the right and left arm with 6 LRMs. The Wyvern 2C hits Earl in the left arm with an ER medium laser down to 27, and 6 LRMs to the left leg and right torso. Nairn took 20 plus, needs a 4, gets a 3. Takes 10 damage to the chest and right leg. Right leg is down to 4. Needs a 4 to avoid hurting the pilot in the fall, gets a 9. Hunchback 2C with the leg actuator and the 20 plus needs an 8, gets a 4. Goes down on his left leg, which destroys it, transfers into his left torso. And hurts the pilot in the fall, but does not go unconscious. Now, who was it fired on the Hunchback 2C and did 20 plus points of damage? That was Nairn gets the Hunchback 2C, number 147. Okay, Nairn gets Hunchback 147. So, nice. I assume he's going to eject. Sugaran, I guess? I assume that's a he. Physical attacks, nothing. Earl is at 1 heat. The Champion C is at 1 heat. The Hunchback 2Cs are at 3 and 4 heat. The Wyvern 2C is at 5. Petra and the Black Knight are both at 2. We have lost initiative again, even though we rolled a 10. We've got units deploying in 2 more rounds. Field artillery landing next turn. And of course, field artillery landing this turn after we move. Let's see, Earl. Let's hold off on that. Petra. Yeah, Petra will take cover in these heavy woods. Let's see. Black Knight. Black Knight will advance at a walk, I think, so we can keep those target numbers down a little bit. Nairn. Can we get up and maybe do a careful stand? Cause, well, she's a 3/3 pilot. She shouldn't need careful stand. Yeah, we'll get the Hunchback to 6 hexes. Assuming it doesn't get up and advance towards us. Which it may well do. It is a 585? 464. Oh, it's down to 112. Right, because of, well, because he's taken some leg damage. Alright, he lost his leg altogether in the fall. Earl. Hold on, the Gotha. Gotha, does it say how long it's been since they turned? Not yet moved. Range 50. Paradigm. So I don't. I don't want to put myself here if that means that he can turn and hit me in the back again. But that's where I would like to be if he can't turn. Actually, he's going to shoot Nairn in the back again, obviously. Yeah, I shouldn't have put Nairn in front of him. That was a bad mistake. Hopefully it doesn't cost us a Gauss rifle or an Atlas. Alright, the Buffaloes are advancing, the Growlers are advancing. Oh, that Hunchback is getting close. Okay. Nairn in the Atlas gets up on a 6. The Saurer Boucher makes a bunch of 3s. The Buffalo makes a bunch of 4s. The Skoda makes a 4. The Field Artillery hits Nairn in the left and right leg, critting on her hip. Because they can't leave that dang right leg alone. And the left torso takes 5, down to 27. So, not worried about the torso. Not worried about the torso. The arms, those are fine. It's just that right leg. Field artillery missed. Hip actuator hit, needs a 5, gets a 10. Okay, so we stay standing. Good deal. We're about to eat a couple of autocannon 20s, which are probably going to knock us down. Oh, that's Earl, not Nairn. Nairn. Can we shoot this sucker in the butt? Yes, we can, on an 8. And a 10, and a bunch of 12s. And an 8, and an 8. We'll go 3 heat over to fire both LRMs. Earl at the Hunchback. We've got him on a 10 with the PPC. Oof. Hold on, that was the AC kicking on just then. Let me... Okay, that looks a little better, maybe. That doesn't look much better. I guess it is a little better. Earl at the Hunchback, have him on 10s because 3 plus the rain plus running, so that's 6. He jumped, that's 7, 8. And the woods makes it 9, 10. Now he is going to need 4, 5, 6, 7 for jumping. I was not evasive. 8 for woods. 9 for rain. So yeah, he's gonna need 9s. We're gonna need 10s. That's not ideal. We'll do the LBX at the end in case we're able to make any openings. We'll skip the ERs because they're less heat efficient. Okay, yeah, we'll go 1 heat over like that. Petra has the Gotha on 10s, has the champion on 11s, has the Hunchback on 12s. That's gonna have to be the Gotha on 10s then, because other than that, it's all 11s. Yeah, that'll be pair of 10. Oh. What do you mean not an arc? Which way do I have to turn to get that thing in the arc? Okay, so we've got a 10 and a 10. Okay, there we go. We've got some 12s. We'll go 2 heat over on 12s. No, we'll go 3 heat over for it. No, wait, that's 15 heat. 5 12s for 5 each, or a 10 for 15. No, only 10 damage, because these are interspheric APCs. Yeah, we'll do the 5 12s. Versus a 17? No, it's not worth it. We'll do the PPC. Yep, that'll be a pair of 10s, and let's go with the cluster munitions so we can get them on a 7. And that'll be it. We'll hold off on the medium lasers. The Black Knight. Black Knight has him on 5s, has the Hunchback on 8s. Ooh, the Hunchback on 8s might be better, or 7s might be better yet. He needs 9s. He needs 8s. Yeah, that's gonna have to be the Hunchback on a 7, on a pair of 9s, on a 7, and on another pair of 9s for 3 heat over. Oh, Nairn is taking so much fire. The Champion C selected cluster munitions. The Gotha loses an altitude from weapon attack. The Atlas at the Gotha missed with the Gauss rifle. Did hit with the large laser to the left wing, hit with a pair of mediums to the right and left wing, on 10s no less. And the LRM-20 on an 8 hits the right wing, left wing, and the aft. No crit on the right wing, even though we rolled a 12. Let's see, the Mackie at the Hunchback on 10s missed with everything except a medium laser to the left torso critical, which has no effect, but does leave him with 7 armor on that location. The Hunchback 2C hits Nairn in the right torso. Ooh, would have been the head, but we deflected that with a point of edge. So that's 20 points to the right torso, leaves us with 2 armor there. And an ER medium to the left arm for 7 down to 15. The Hunchback 2C missed on a pair of 8s. The ER medium hits the left arm for 7 down to 8. So yeah, Nairn looking pretty rough in the Atlas. The Crab also at Nairn hits her in the left torso for 8 down to 19. The Champion C hits the Gotha in the aft and the left wing on 8s. Possible crit, no effect. Possible crit, no effect. And the LB-10X hits 6 pellets to the aft and the left wing, down to 24 on that left wing. The Gotha, meanwhile, fires on Nairn, hits her in the left torso rear with the large pulse laser for 9, down to 17 structure. Medium laser to the left leg for 5, down to 11. Both LRM-15s miss on 8s. Petra on 10s, missed with both PPCs. The LBX does hit the nose on the right wing twice, down to 42 on that right wing, and 75 on the nose. Black Knight at the Hunchback, missed with the PPC. One of the large lasers does hit the left torso, down to 11 structure. Medium pulse laser missed. Medium laser to the left arm, down to 1 armor. The Sentinel missed on a 9. The Kintaro missed on an 8. The Wyvern 2C hits the Atlas in the chest and right arm with 6 LRMs. Nairn took 60 plus damage and has a busted hip. Needs an 8, gets a 10. Finally getting some decent rolls to stay standing. No physical attacks. The Mackie is at 1 heat. The Champion C is at 6. The Hunchback 2Cs are at 7 and 4. Nairn is at 3 heat. The Wyvern 2C is at 5. Petra is at 2. And who is in the Black Knight again? Victor is at 3 heat. The Gotha took 53 damage. Needs a +2 modifier to its control roll. Gets an 8. Loses 5 elevation. Lands roughly, shall we say. But does not eject. Still has 65 armor on the nose. Going into round 6, we've got reinforcements arriving next round. Now that Gotha is still able to fire, even though it's grounded. We're at 94%, they're at 93%, so we're not pulling ahead quickly enough. Artillery will be landing after we move, and again next turn. Earl will be advancing on this Hunchback at full speed. Actually, no, wait. Petra will advance into the heavy woods at a walking speed. Nairn, can we back up? There's not much point in backing up. Can we take partial cover? Not a lot of it. We can't even do that in one turn without making a piloting check at +2, so we would need a 5, if not more. Yeah, it needs a 5 to run with a busted hip. Or we can move 1 hex. Those are our options. We can make a 5 or better, or we can move 1 hex in one of these 2 directions. Or we can stand still. That's a third option. Let's try and take partial cover, and if we fall, well, we'll fall in cover. Good lord, that's a mass of enemies right there. If we can just take out all of these Op4, then all of those guys will surrender. Earl will run forward and get this Hunchback 2C into medium laser range, for sure, now that he's moved. And last but not least, the Black Knight. Black Knight would like to be a little evasive, and hopefully the Hunchback is going to jump into our back from there. Black Knight will walk forward so we can cover the Atlas's back and not expose our own. He's saving the Hunchback for last. He knows he's got me in suspense. No, I don't sound confident at all. The Atlas is in rough shape. Needed a 5, got a 9. Okay. The Skoda makes a bunch of 4s. The Sarabouche makes a bunch of 3s. The Skoda makes a 3 as well. Field artillery hits the sentinel for the left torso and right torso, 5 each, down to 3 armor in those locations. So, yeah. The enemy artillery has now officially done as much to us as it has to them. Let's see. Black Knight has the Hunchback on 5s. Oof. That's going to be hard to turn down. Yeah, that's going to be a 5 and a pair of 7s and a 5 and a pair of 7s. For 4 heat over. Do we want to go 7 heat over on a 7? Yeah, we'll go 7 heat over. We'll keep the PPC quiet next turn. Yeah, that works. Let's see. Petra only has the champion on a 6 or the hunchback on a 9. That's going to have to be the champion, I think. It's going to be a 6 and a 6. And we'll do the slug munitions on a 6 as well. And then we'll throw in an 8 for medium laser. Needs 7s with the Ultra AC 20s. Jeez. Okay, the Hunchback. We've got him on a 7 with the Gauss rifle, 7 with the large laser, 9s with the mediums. 7s with the LRMs. And we'll go 5 heat over for the 7s. I'm going to hold off on the SRM on a 9. Because we're already at 5 heat over, and I don't want to go to 9 heat over. And I don't want to give up anything else. And last but not least, Earl. Certainly not least. Earl has the Hunchback on 7s with the medium lasers. So that'll be... Actually, you know what? We'll do the cluster munitions last, because he's going to have some holes in him. We'll do the ERs on the 7s. We'll do the mediums on 7s. We'll do the ER small on a 9. We'll do the PPC, or the LB10X on a 6. That leaves us 4 heat under. Is it worth trying to get the PPC in there? It is a clan PPC. No, I think we're going to have to trust that that Hunchback is going down already. He's prone. Jammed. Okay. Champion C selected LB10X slug munitions for better damage potential. Our Black Knight at the Hunchback hits him in the left leg with a PPC, hits him in the right arm with a large laser, critting on a double heat sink or 2. Lands a medium pulse laser to the right torso down to 5, medium laser to the right torso down to 0. Not quite the damage I was hoping for. The Banshee hits the champion in the right arm with a PPC down to 9. Hits with a medium laser to the chest, center torso critical for no effect, down to 23. Hunchback 2C hits Nairn in the right torso with an autocannon 20, blowing off her right arm and destroying that Gauss rifle. The other one hits where the right arm was, transferring into the center torso down to 15 armor. And then the other 2 hit the left arm and the center torso. Wow, hit with all 4 autocannons on 7s. Critting on the engine twice, critting on the LRM 20, leaving us with 26 structure on the chest, leaving us with 19 structure on the chest, destroying the Atlas by engine destruction. Well, that's fine. The other Hunchback missed with everything on 10s. The Crab hits the left arm, transferring into the left torso. The Champion missing Petra with the LB10X, but does land 2 medium pulse lasers to the left and right torso. Ouch is right. Yeah, that's both arms. Both arms and a side torso. The engine, 19 structure left on the chest. Wait. And a... Okay, let's see what happens here. Petra takes another 3 to the right leg, down to 37. The Griffin hits with 3 SRMs to the chest, down to 17. Left leg, SRM 6. Gauss Rifle, Nairn returns fire at the Hunchback 2C. Hits him in the right torso critical. Does land on the Ultra AC-20, the engine, the Ultra AC-20, and the AC-20 ammo for 40 damage, forcing the pilot's 2 consciousness checks, a 5 and a 7. They get an 8 and a 6 and go unconscious. Right torso destroyed, remaining damage prevented by case. Large laser to the left torso, medium laser to the left torso, critting on the other Ultra AC-20 and the LRM-20s. Hit the left torso, the left leg, transferring into the left torso, blowing off the left arm, and destroying it by engine destruction, because that's the left and right torso, that's 4 engine crits. Center torso is down to 11 structure. The Mackie at the Hunchback hits him in the chest, hits him in the chest, hits him in the chest, and hits him with the LB-10X. The Kentaro missed the Mackie, the Kentaro missed the Atlas. The Wyvern hits the Atlas in the chest, the Wyvern hits the Atlas in the chest. Well, where the right arm was, but it transfers into the chest. And the Hunchback 2C stays standing, surprisingly. Okay, end of round 6. The Griffin is at 6 heat, the Champion is at 5, the Hunchback 2C is at 9, the Wyvern is at 8, the Wyvern 2C is at 7, Petra is at 4, and Victor Rama and the Black Knight is at 7. Okay, we've still lost initiative. We're at 84, they're at 88. We are legitimately not winning this so far. But we are deploying our reinforcements this turn. So let's start with, say, Mad Cat here, where it can get into these heavy woods this turn. Let's start with, let's see, the longbow here. The Kraken here. I guess the Zeus will have to go the long way around, because there aren't enough spaces for him up there on the mountain. We'll start here, and we'll go up this way, through these hexes here, and follow the cliff where it's not muddy. Alright, their snipers and thumpers will all be landing next turn. Let's see, yeah, Yarvik will move forward 2 hexes. Alan Davi will move forward 2 hexes. Zeus will move forward 5 hexes, wow. And the Kraken will move forward 2 hexes? Yeah. Let's see. Okay, now into the fray. I can't believe that Hunchback landed all 4 shots. That sucked. Petra will move forward into those woods, or we're in heavy woods. This Hunchback 2C, did he move? 8, 9, what did he move? Jumped 3, TMM 2. Medium range, that's +4. He's a 3, so that's 7s. 8s for the woods that he's in, 9s for the woods that he's in. 10 for this woods that I have to shoot through. Maybe 11s for that woods as well. We'll see. Yeah, Petra will stand still. Let's see, the Black Knight. We'll move forward into 3 hexes. Yeah, I want that Hunchback to eat a buttload of medium lasers. And Earl. Back up 3 hexes. Yeah, that was a bad round for us. That was a very bad round for us. Oh man, we're gonna have to replace that Atlas. That's gonna be a huge pain in the butt. That Atlas had a lot of good tech in it. We've got the Daishi or the other Mackie. What do we got on the Daishi? We've got a pair of ER PPCs, pair of medium pulses. The Ultra AC2s are gonna have to go. We're gonna have to replace those for sure. Yeah. We're gonna have to come back to that. Okay, the Brunel successfully moves, the Skoda successfully moves. Oh, and the Skoda actually gets bogged down. The Skoda gets bogged down again. 152 and 154, both bogged down. Everyone else is moving freely. Our artillery landing next turn. No, artillery just landed, didn't hit anything. Alright, Yarvik has the crab on 11s or 7? Yes, 7s on the crab. Actually, let's start with the Mad Cat, because it's got those big honkin' damage dealers. We've got the crab on 6s with the PPCs. Yeah, we'll throw a couple 6s down. And we'll throw in a couple more 6s. And you know what, actually, with the ER small, we can afford it on an 11. It puts us 1 heat over. Let's see. Zeus has eyes on nobody except these guys, which we're not trying to kill. Yarvik at the crab. Yeah, we'll be taking LRM 5s on 7s. We'll be taking like 12 of them. For 2 heat over. Let's see, and the Kraken has Brunel on 10s. Is that the only target he's got? Brunel. Yeah, these 4 Brunels are the only targets he's got. Oh, and those Growlers. Okay, yeah, he's not gonna fire at anything. Petra taking fire at extremely close range from this Champion C, which has an LBX and some lasers. We'll fire a PPC on a 7, an LBX on a 7, and a bunch of medium lasers on 7s. We'll throw in a small laser on a 7, and a small laser on a 7, and an SRM6 on a 7. We'll go 8 heat over. Yeah, we will. We'll go 8 heat over this turn. And hopefully that is enough to really mangle the champion. Maybe knock him down, maybe we can kick his head in. Or no, 8 heat over is reckless. We'll do 5 heat over, but not 8. Earl at the Hunchback on 10s. That's not great. Or the Wyvern on a 7, the Crab on an 8. Yeah, we'll do the Wyvern on a 7. And another 7 with the LBX. 7s with the mediums. 9s with the non-ER mediums. Yeah, we'll hold off on those last couple of lasers. The Black Knight at the Hunchback on 8s. Actually, that's going to be 7s without the PPC. Yeah, we'll go 6 heat over to... Wait, what was that small laser on again? An 8? No. An 11? We'll do 5 heat over. I'll hold off on the small laser on an 11. And he needs probably like 6 to hit us or something ridiculous because we're not evasive at all. Let's see. The Mad Cat on the 6s lands 1 PPC to the Crab's left torso and 12 LRMs to the left and center torso and left arm. The Longbow at the Crab hits 3 to the right leg, 4 to the left arm, 3 to the right torso, 4 to the chest, 5 to the right leg. Critical blows off his right leg with 16 armor remaining. That's a pretty lucky hit. 2 to the right torso, 3 to the left leg, 3 to the left torso. Hunchback on 10s at the Black Knight, missed with both shots. The Crab hits the Black Knight in the right arm with an ER large laser. The Champion C missed with the LB-10X, did land both medium pulse lasers to the left leg and left arm. Petra is at 33 and 22 in those locations. Both small pulses miss on 8s, the SRM-6 misses on a 10. Petra returns fire at the champion, hits him in the left leg with the PPC down to 17, the LBX misses. And 3 out of 4 medium lasers miss on 7s, 1 hits the chest. Small lasers, 1 out of 2 hits the head. The SRM-6 hits 4 missiles to the right arm, right leg, and left torso. That head hit forced a consciousness check, which he passed with a 6. The Mackie at the Wyvern 2C hits him in the left torso for 15, down to 2. The LB-10X missed on a 7. The ER medium to the left arm down to 7. Medium lasers on 9s almost all miss. 1 to the right arm for 5, down to 9. The Black Knight at the Hunchback hits him in the left leg with the large laser, hits him in the right leg with the large laser. Down to 1 structure, critting on a jump jet. Medium pulse laser to the left leg, destroys it and transfers into the left torso, down to 10 structure there. Medium laser to the right torso, down to 7 structure. Medium lasers both miss. The Kentaro hits the Longbow with an SRM-6 to the left leg, right torso, right arm, center torso, critical for no effect. And missed with the Narc. LRM-5 hits the Longbow in the chest for 3, down to 34. The Kentaro 19B missed on 11s. LRM-15 did land 9 LRMs to the Longbow's left torso and right arm, down to 21 and 22. Wyvern 2C at the Black Knight hits him in the right torso and right arm with ER medium laser fire, down to 17 and 9. Both ER smalls miss on 9s. The SRM-6 misses on a 9. The LRM-10 lands 4 LRMs to the chest of the Black Knight, down to 25 armor remaining. The Longbow took 20 plus, needs a 5, gets a 5. The Champion C took 20 plus, needs a 7, gets a 10. The Crab lost its leg, goes down, takes 5 to the remaining leg. Pilot needs a 13 to avoid hurting herself, gets a 6, needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 7. The Hunchback 2C, also destroyed leg, automatically goes down, takes 5 to the chest, down to 13. Needs an 11 to avoid hurting the pilot, named Stig, nice. Needs a 3 to stay conscious, gets a 4. The Wyvern 2C needs a 4, gets an 8. The Black Knight, our Black Knight, needs a 5, gets an 8. Physical attacks. Petra at the champion. We are going to kick him on a 5 for 19 points of damage. We kicked him in the left leg. He's down to 12 structure, and he missed. He needs a pair of 6s to stay standing. Gets an 8 and a 7. Down to 12 structure on that left leg. Well-placed Gauss Rifle would take him down for good. Longbow is at 2 heat. Mad Cat is at 1. Kentaro is at 4. Earl is at 4. Champion C is up to 8. The Hunchback 2C is down to 6. The Wyvern 2C is up to 8. Petra is up to 5. Our Black Knight is down to 5, excuse me, and everyone else is running cool. We've got Team 2 down to 79%, we're down to 83%. Specifically, we have their Op 4 down to 75%, so we need to get them down to 50. Alright, Thumpers and Snipers will be landing in 1 turn. Alright, our turn to move. Let's get this Zeus going. And yeah, we might as well be sprinting. Oh, there's a Wyvern. I thought that was a convoy unit, and I was not expecting to get backshots on a Wyvern. You know what? We'll hold on to the Kraken. The Kraken might be able to back up into this hex, and if so, we might be able to see the Wyvern. Hold on. Yeah, if that Wyvern stays put, we might back the Kraken up and shoot him in the back with a bunch of LRMs. Let's see. First, though, we're gonna have the Mad Cat advance a couple of hexes. Let's see. How about that? That gives us 5 hexes from the crab, which is fine. Gives us 5 hexes from the Kentaro, which I guess is fine. Who has he moved so far? Where? Nothing. He hasn't moved anything yet. How's it our turn to move again? We just moved. Yarvik in the longbow will advance to here. We've got eyes on the Griffin. Let's see. Earl in the Mackie, which is kind of a close range specialist. How about the Black Knight? Backs up to here. Oh, because we're overheated, right? Yeah, we're at 5 heat. Petra. This champion has jump jets? Yeah, it does. It's a 585. Mackie, the Black Knight, Kraken. Let's go ahead. We'll commit the Kraken to moving backwards 2 hexes. Oh, and there's the Sentinel too. Sentinel does not have jump jets, so he's not going far. The Wyvern does. Okay, he moved the Griffin into cover. He moved the Kentaro into our line of sight. Oh, no, the Kentaro hasn't moved yet. This Kentaro. Oh, the Hunchback 2C ejected. Okay, then. Let's get eyes on that Kentaro down here at medium range, that Kentaro down here at medium range. Long range for the ERs. Yeah, we'll go ahead, we'll just walk forward 3 hexes. Petra would like to wait on the champion, the Black Knight was waiting on the Hunchback, but we will get into 4 hexes from the Crab, piloted by Ruth, or actually 3 hexes from the Wyvern 2C. Yeah. And of course, Petra can't even back up into the Heavy Woods. Are we in Heavy Woods? We're in Heavy Woods. So yeah, we'll skip our movement and see what the champion does. Good Lord, so many units he gets to move after I've committed everything. That's doesn't seem fair. Did we select front-loaded initiative? I thought we did. Alright, Skoda tries to break free and succeeds. They both do. Stig ejects from the Hunchback, destroyed by ejection. The Brunel flees to the south, so I don't know what that's about. He wasn't damaged or nothing. Lesseps doesn't get stuck, Brunel doesn't get stuck, Brunel flees to the south. What is with all these guys fleeing to the south? Like, they're not allowed to do that. They're trying to go north. Like, they're not crippled. They're not in forced withdrawal. They're just running like little punks. Alright, artillery. Landing next turn. And this turn, of course. Starting with the Mad Cat. We've got the Kentaro on 6s. We've got the Kentaro on 6s. Referee Lance. Oh. Hold on. Positive quirks, improved targeting medium. Okay, I was not aware. In that case, that's the Kentaro 55 ton. That is also the Kentaro 55 ton. Which one is the Kentaro 2 or the Royal? That's the 19. That's the 19B. Okay, we're going for the 19B. And that's going to be both PPCs on 6s. Nope. I said that's going to be both PPCs on 6s. We do. Finally, both PPCs on 6s. And both LRM-15s on 6s. And the ER medium at the other Kentaro on a 7. Or the ER small, excuse me, for 3 heat over. Wait, did I just accidentally double click on the Zeus? Dang it, the Zeus was gonna take shots at the Wyvern. Dang it. Did not mean to click that. Yarvik. Has the Crab on 9s with the medium lasers, or 9s with the LRMs. That's not much of a choice. We've got the Kentaro on 7s. Yeah, that's gonna be the Kentaro on 7s with the medium lasers. And that's gonna be quite a few of them. That's gonna be 4 heat over worth of medium lasers. Let's see. The Kraken can hit the Crab with medium lasers on 12s. Has the Crab on 8s, has the Wyvern on 11s. Yeah, that'll be 8s. We're probably not going to hit with a lot of LRMs, but we'll go 3 heat over to fire all the LRMs. Let's see. Petra maybe next. Taking fire from the Sentinel. He needs a 10. We need a 7 to hit him. He's already taken some damage. He's not that heavily armored to begin with. If we can hit him a couple more times, that might be all it takes. Yeah, that'll be a 7 and a 7 and a 7. We'll go 3 heat over for that. Earl in the MekHQ does not have eyes on the champion. We do have eyes on the Wyvern 2C on 6s. So yeah, that's going to be a 6 with the ERPPC and an 8 with the LBX. 8s with the ER mediums. And 10s with the medium lasers. Times 4 of them. Yeah, we're not going to go 5 heat over right now. Last but not least, the Black Knight also has eyes on the Wyvern, has him on 6s and 5s, has the Crab on 5s and 7s, I presume. 6s, 8s, and 10s. Bunch of 8s. He's worth 2,500 points. He's worth 700 points. Seriously? Oh, yeah, because he's missing a leg. Yeah, we'll go for the Wyvern. We'll skip the PPC. We'll do the 5s and 3s. We'll throw in a 9 to go 4 heat over. Alright, let's see what this turns out like. The Griffin selected heat-seeking SRM6 ammo twice. Mad Cat at the Kentaro hits him in the left arm, right torso, hits him in the head, hits him in the left arm. Okay, so let me back that up a little bit. Left arm down to 3, right torso down to 5. I saw red down here. I wanted to rush because I thought it said head hit. 9 LRMs to the head and left arm. Second consciousness check gets an 8. 9 more LRMs to the left torso down to 11. The longbow at the Kentaro 19 hits the left arm for 5, center torso for 5 down to 21, and then a bunch more misses. Seriously? Fired 8 medium lasers on 7s and hit twice. That's rigged. The Kraken at the Crab hits him in the right torso for 2, left torso for 3, critting on a double heatsink. Left leg for 4. Center torso for 4, down to 10. Right leg transferring into the right torso for 4, down to 5. The Crab at the longbow hits with the ER large laser to the right leg, down to 28. Medium laser to the left torso, down to 16. Griffin at the Black Knight hits the right torso with a PPC, down to 7. Missed on 11s with both SRM6s. The Sentinel at the Banshee missed on a 10. The Banshee at the Sentinel would have hit the left leg with a PPC, but it's behind cover. Hit him in the right arm with a PPC, critting on his hand. Would have hit the right leg with an LB10X, but it's behind cover. Dang. So we hit 3 times, but only did damage with 1 of them, and that was to the right arm, which doesn't even have any weapons. Need to give the Hunchback those dice. Yeah. Yeah, missing all those 7s. Jeez. Okay, Earl at the Wyvern 2C hits him in the left leg with an ERPPC, hits him in the right arm with an LB10X. Missed with everything else. The Black Knight at the Wyvern 2C hits him in the left arm with a large laser, down to 6. Hit him in the right arm with a large laser, down to 0. Transferring into the right torso, down to 15 armor. Medium pulse laser where his right arm was, down to 8. Medium laser where the right arm was, down to 3. Medium laser to the left arm, critting on the shoulder and upper arm. Medium laser to the left arm, destroys it and transfers into the left torso, down to 9 structure. The Kintaro hits the longbow in the right leg for 5, down to 23. Hits the Narc launcher to the left torso. The Kintaro hits the Mad Cat in the right arm for 5, down to 19. Missed with everything else. The Wyvern hits the Zeus in the left torso with a large pulse laser. Would have been the head, but we have edge. 0 edge remaining. 9 to the left torso, down to 17. Medium laser to the center torso, down to 32. Wyvern 2C on 8s, 10s, and 12s. Missed with everything but 6 LRMs to the Black Knight's left leg and center torso. The Kintaro took 40 plus, needs an 8, gets a 9. The Wyvern 2C took 60 plus, needs a 6, gets an 11. I forgot those Wyverns are worth a lot of points. We need to be taking them down. Longbow is at 4 heat, Mad Cat is at 3, Griffin is at 6, Kintaro 19 is at 4, Earl is at 2, Wyvern NB is at 8, Wyvern 2C is at 7, Petra is at 3, Victor Rama and the Black Knight is at 4, and the Kraken is up to 3. We've got them down to 64% of their forces. Specifically, we have their Op 4 down to 61.5%. They have us down to 82.9%. And we have, again, lost initiative. I don't think we won initiative once this match. Alright, artillery landing in 1 turn. Alright, Zeus. First of all, you need to get your butt up here. Oh, that's why the Zeus couldn't fire last turn, because he sprinted. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do that. The Kraken. We'll move. Let's see, the Kraken will move 1 hex? No. Yeah, the Kraken will move out from behind those woods. Let's see, the Black Knight might be wanting to back up away from that Wyvern 2C because it has jump jets. Let's see, Petra. I'd like to be chasing down this champion. It has 5 jump jets, so it can jump to here. We'll hold off on that. Earl and the Mackie. We'll turn and head south, I think. Let's see. Longbow. I'd like to get into medium laser range of that crab and finish him off. Petra is waiting on the champion, which still hasn't moved. The Mad Cat would also, you know what, like to get up here and maybe kick the crab. Petra will move to here, and hopefully the champion doesn't stay out of our sight again. Oh, the champion has advanced. Let's see what we can do to a champion real quick. With 15 minutes left in the stream, I'm hoping this turn is going to be a good one for us. Skodas both break free of the terrain. The Griffin enters depth 1 water and stays standing. The Skodas all succeed. And the Igra firefighting ATV also succeeds. Field artillery destroys some heavy woods, turning them into light woods, and Mackie takes 5 to the right torso rear, down to 5 armor. Alright, starting with Petra. We'll turn this way, we've got the champion, we'll skip the PPCs. We'll do the LBX on an 8. We'll do the medium lasers on 8s. We'll do the small lasers on 12s. We'll do the SRM on an 8. That leaves us with 7 heat. We could trade one of the mediums for an ERPPC, but it would mean that we were at 10. Wait. 27. Drop a medium laser to 24. Yeah, we'd be at 5 heat if we swapped out for an ERPPC. So let's go ahead and do that. I'll do 1 PPC on an 8, we'll do the LBX on an 8, and then we'll do... You know what? We'll do 4 medium lasers on 8s, we'll skip the smalls, and we'll do the SRM 6 on an 8 for 3 heat over. Okay, next biggest guns is going to be the Mad Cat. The Mad Cat has the Sentinel on 8s. Has the crab on 3s. We're gonna kick the crab, and also Pyrrhic is gonna be shooting it with a bunch of medium lasers. So yeah, let's go for the Sentinel. If we can land one of those 8s, that'll be real nice. We'll do one of the LRM-15s. We'll do both of the LRM-15s on 8s. That'll put us at 3 heat over. Do we shoot the ER small at the crab? No, I don't want to be 5 heat over. Pyrrhic is shooting at the crab. He's got him on 7s. Oh, maybe not 6 heat over. We'll stop at 3 heat over. Roll at the crab on 6s or the Sentinel on 8s. Or the Kintaro on an 8. Yeah, the Sentinel's already taking a significant amount of fire. The Kintaro's already taking a significant amount of fire. Or the crab, I mean. We'll go for the Kintaro. We'll hit him with an 8. And maybe a 9. Pair of 10s. 9. Okay, well, maybe we've got some medium lasers that we can throw at the crab on 11s as well. Or maybe the Sentinel. Okay, here's how we're gonna do this. We're gonna do the Kintaro. It's gonna eat a PPC on an 8. And the LBX on a 9. Pair of ER mediums on 10s. And the LBX. And then the Sentinel is going to take some medium lasers on 11s. Yeah. The Zeus not have eyes on any particularly good targets, so we will skip him. The Black Knight is going to be shooting at the Sentinel. The Kraken is going to be shooting at the Wyvern. 13s with the medium lasers or 9s with the LRMs. Or crab on 8s. The crab's already in trouble. The Wyvern, we might get a lucky hit and blow his leg off or something. Yeah, we'll go 6 heat over. We'll go 6 heat over to fire everything. We're not planning on moving much next turn anyway. And the Black Knight will follow up against the Sentinel. We've got him on 5s. And we'll throw in a 9 to be 2 heat over. Okay. So the Griffin selected SRM6 Narc. The Banshee Petra missed on 8s, except for a medium laser to the right torso. Limit 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weapons on 8s. Should have been like 40% of them hit. Only one of them. The Timberwolf with the Sentinel hits him in the left torso, transfers into the center torso, hits him with 21 LRMs to the left torso, center torso, left leg, chest, leg, right torso, in the streak ammo. Tim takes 2 hits from the explosion, needs a 3 and a 5, gets a 3 and an 8. Sentinel destroyed by ejection. So that is a kill for, that was Alan Davi and the Timberwolf, I believe so. The longbow at the crab hits him in the left torso, destroying it and transferring into the center torso. Hits him in the left leg, center torso down to 2. Center torso down to 13 structure, down to 8 structure, critting on his gyro. Earl at the Kintaro on 8s and 10s, 9s and 10s, missed with everything. The Sentinel on 11s, missed with everything. The crab hits Yarvik in the left torso for 8 and the left arm for 5, down to 8 and 23 in those locations. The champion missed Petra on a 9 with the LBX, but the medium pulse lasers both hit right leg and left arm down to 30 and 15. Small pulse laser to the left arm down to 12. The Griffin missed Yarvik on a 9, did hit with 5 SRMs to the right arm, left torso, center torso. Left torso is down to 4. Kraken at the Wyvern hits him with 4 to the left arm. Hits him with 3 to the left arm, hits him with 3 to the left arm. Hits him with 4 to the center torso. Black Knight at the Sentinel hits him in the left leg with a large laser down to 7 structure. A large laser to the left torso transfers to the center torso, but there's no more Sentinel left, right? And the Sentinel returns fire at the Black Knight. Would have hit him in the head with the Ultra Autocannon 5, but we rolled it with some edge. We have 3 remaining. Take it to the left leg instead, down to 14. The Kintaro hits Yarvik in the left torso rear and the left arm for 5 each, down to 5 on that left torso rear. Narc pod attached to the right arm. And the other Kintaro missed on 9s except for a Narc to Yarvik's left leg. And 9 LRMs to the right torso and right arm. Yarvik took 40 plus damage, needs a 6, gets a 7, stays standing. Alan Davi will be trying to kick the crab on a 1 for 15 points of damage. And we kicked him in the chest and destroyed the crab. Good deal. So that was 2 more mechs down and out. That's the longbow at 3 heat, the Mad Cat at 3 heat, the Griffin is at 8, the Kintaro is at 4, the Champion is at 3, our Banshee is at 3, our Black Knight is at 2, and our Kraken is up to 6. We have Team 2 down to 58%, specifically the Op 4 is down to 53%, but we're going to have to call that close enough because we are just about out of time for tonight. We can call it a win, we can call it a loss, we can call it a draw. I think of the 3, I'm thinking I'm going to call it a win. It might be a marginal win, but yeah, we're going to call that a win. And yeah, all the field artillery misses. Fortunately, it would have been real rough if we had lost a unit to a head hit from the artillery on the last round. Considering that we weren't able to move the last round because we declared victory before the movement phase. Everyone has a chance to cool down. Yes, we save. Yes, we save. The enemy always your tilt. No. No. I'm sorry. Do what? No. Yes, we controlled the battlefield. Irreparable. Yeah. Left arm, left torso is intact. Left arm is not. Yeah, there's not a lot left of this guy. The longbow took some light damage. The Black Knight took some light. Actually, the Black Knight's not in bad shape. Just took a bunch of armor. Yeah, other than the Atlas, they really did concentrate fire on Nairn. They really did. Several turns in a row. Nairn took a hit in the fall, but she is going to be fine. The field artillery all escaped. The Griffin escaped. The Kintaro escaped. The Champion escaped. The other Kintaro... I'm missing a couple of actuators. But I guess it can get away. The Wyvern got away. The other Wyvern missing both arms, but still fully mobile, so he got away. The Route Master did not get away. The Skodas did not get away. Those guys were still on the field. The Sarabouche did not get away. The Eager did not get away. All of these Buffaloes and Leships did not get away. The Brunels that think they escaped to the south got captured. The Gothic got away. The Tyra is clan tech. Has a bunch of medium pulse lasers. Has a bunch of Ultra 10 ammo. We might be taking the Tyra. And we would also like to be taking a Hunchback 2C, one that has some ammo left, preferably. Yeah, neither one of them has any ammo, so forget that. And the Crab, you know what, we'll just take the Gotha. Or the Tyra, I mean, not the Gotha. The Gotha got away. Captured. Wait, we did not capture all these field artillery guys. I'm gonna have to go through and fix that real quick. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. Oh man, if these things didn't have so many crew members, it'd be a little quicker. I thought we had sorted out a better way to do prisoner capture than this. This is too random. There was a... I thought that we had checked the button to make it make sense. Lord, how many people are in each of these thumpers? I know it's like 9 people, but there were only 2 thumpers. The Gotha got away. The Hunchback 2C. Yeah, I think we captured him. The Kintaro got away. The Leships, the Sarabouches, the Skoda. Yeah, we captured all of those guys. Yeah, it was an interesting battle. It was a painful, interesting battle. 146 goes to Nairn. No, 147 goes to Nairn. Okay. And Petra got the Tyra. I'm going to assume it's called Tyra now. The Route Master did himself in. The Hunchback 2C ejected. So that's 1 kill for Petra, 1 for Victor, 2 for Alan, and 1 for Nairn. Prevent 50%, we did that. Capture, yes. Except for, I think we destroyed like 1... Which one did we destroy? It wasn't a Brunel. It wasn't a Buffalo. It was a Route Master. Force withdrawal 50%. Yeah, we got one of the Kintaros. We can say the Wyvern 2C. We'll call it both Wyverns just to get the objective. because that was a marginal victory. Capture intact units from the following forces. 3 supply cache will be added. Okay, we'll finish this off. Salvage team just finished their sweep. Some of the cargo is practically brand new, with no visible wear or damage. A rare find in these conditions. On the other hand, much of it looks like it's been scavenged multiple times before. Even the rougher pieces could still serve us well in a pinch, provided we use them wisely. The value of these supplies is 354,000 C-bills. 6 arrow heat sinks, 2 mech life support systems, 6 medium lasers, and a turret. Okay, are we just gonna get cash? And yeah, Nairn gets a purple heart. We did not get cash. Was it just those 2 life support systems was worth 300,000? Was that it? Oh, it's under mech life support. Yeah, mech life support systems are worth 100,000 each. So yeah, 2 of them I think would be worth 200,000 C-bills. Okay, well. It is time to be calling it a night. We are going to be calling this Challenger Deep 1133 V2 because we did not advance the day. I don't think. No, we didn't advance the day. All right, well, this is where we're gonna pick it up next week. We'll start with some repairs. We'll be taking something out of mothballs to replace the Atlas. We'll be putting people in the infirmary. Don't let me forget. Thanks for joining me, Pyrrhic. Little Willie, if you're still there, thanks for joining me as well. And everyone on YouTube and everyone ghosting along. Lurkers and all you. Always a pleasure to have you, even if you're just there by yourself. But in the meantime, don't forget to like, comment, follow, subscribe, join the community. Link to the Discord is in my bio. All that good stuff. And we'll see you next week. Have a good one until then.